Hey guys, thanks for watching Nerf Socom reviews. Today we're going to be comparing the Nerf Vortex Proton with the Zombie Strike Ripshot and the Zombie Strike Ricochet. These three pistols here are all Vortex guns, so they all shoot the Vortex discs, and they're the smallest Vortex pistols you can get so far that the Nerf has made. So that's why we're going to be comparing these three guns. First of all, the Ricochet and the Ripshot are very similar because they both have the same kind of like body except for this part and right here. They look very similar and they prime almost the same way. The Proton and this one are probably the ones that are mostly going to be compared because this one is not too much of a gun you'd use in battle like these would be. Let's start out with a short review on each of these. First, we'll start out with the Proton. How to use this, basically what you do, you prime this back, you put a disc in it, and then you can hit this button. It's on either side, so it is ambidextrous, and then you pull the trigger. It's very simple, very easy to use. One part about this gun, if you do get a jam, or if a disc is in there and it's jammed somehow, you can just push this and it'll eject the disc downwards through the barrel. So this gun has the railing on the top, also with a sight and a sling adapter on the bottom. It's very comfortable compared to the other ones because it's got a nice rounded handle. It just feels a lot nicer than these other two ones. The Ripshot, it's this one. So how to use this gun, basically it's kind of like this Ricochet here. What you do, you stick a disc in the inside first before you prime it, then you pull this back, and then you can't push it forward, so you have to pull the trigger from there. Then you have to push this forward, load another disc, and you can pull it back again. Other than that, this thing's always locked. This gun has very strange priming, so it's kind of difficult when you're battle because it's not something you'd be used to. You'd have to get used to sticking it in there and cocking it a little bit differently. This here is the eject button, so if you prime backwards with the disc in there, you can eject the disc out. This gun is pretty nice for battling compared to like the Ricochet here, but these are very similar in how you use them in battle. This one's nice because it has the 3 discs that you can put in the front here. You can put discs right in there, as you see here, which is quite nice. It has a sight on the top here. It does not have a railing, and it does not have a sling adapter, but you could use this as a sling adapter in a way if you just put the sling around it. The sling, it goes around your chest around it, but then it would just be stuck on there constantly, and you wouldn't be able to, take it off the sling. Now for the Ricochet here. This one is the smallest of all the Vortex guns so far. It's very simple. Works just the same way as Ripshot does. You put a disc in first, you prime it back, and you pull the trigger. Then you can push it back forwards and do it again. This does not have an eject button for jams, because I'm just assuming this doesn't get jams that often. I haven't gotten a jam with it. You can imagine if you stuck a disc upside down in there, it might screw it up. I'm not really sure. The sight here is very small. Right in the top, you can see the little lines there. They work, but not much. There's not a sling adapter, no railing. It's very simple, just the basic pistol you can get. So for the similarities of these guns, the Ripshot and the Ricochet here, this is the Ripshot Ricochet, they both have very similar priming. It works almost the same thing. You stick the dart in and you pull it back and you shoot it and pull it back forwards. So they're very similar in that way, but this one has the D-Jam. They also look very similar because they're both the Zombie Strike series. This Vortex, the Proton here, and the Zombie Strike Ripshot, I always get confused. They are very similar in the ways you would use them in battle because they're both kind of long ranges and they don't load that fast. The Proton does load a little bit faster though. For the differences of these guns, the priming between the Proton and the Ripshot, or the Proton compared to the Ricochet, have differences because the loading speed is a lot different. I'd say that the Proton is definitely a lot easier to load and shoot than the Ricochet and Ripshot because they're very these ones are much more difficult. This one's very simple and easy to learn, easy to figure it out without having to read the manual or anything. So the reasons why you would want to buy these guns, the Proton and the Ripshot, you'd both want to buy these because they're long-range pistols or sidearms, or your backup guns, really. They both have slow reloading, so you definitely want to be kind of far away because these have the advantage of range. While the Ricochet here, this one does not have any good uses in a battle because it has extremely short ranges. The loading is extremely slow, and I would say this would not be a good idea to buy for battling reasons. If you want to just like shoot people, your friends, or something, maybe you can buy it, or just for collecting it. But other than that, I wouldn't really want to buy this myself. So the feel of these guns, I really like the Proton the best of how it feels, because it feels much more comfortable. While these ones have more of a squarey feel, and this has like a big lump here, and it's kind of hard to figure out where you want to hold it. And the Ricochet, it's kind of nice, this one, to hold, but it's got a very small handle. The Proton definitely feels very comfortable, and it's very slick on the handle. That's why I really like this gun. Overall, I'd say that the Proton is probably my favorite. It's definitely my favorite out of the three guns because it's got the fastest loading. Even though this one does have the ammo attachment, or the ammo, how you can hold ammo in here, this one's definitely a lot easier because you can just load it much faster, put a disc in there, and shoot really instantly. Now we're going to be getting into the shooting test outside. I'll see you then. So I'm going to be shooting the Ripshot with the green disc, the Ricochet with the white disc, and the Proton with the orange discs. Here we go. So the Ricochet's effective range is around 20 feet, while the Ripshot is around 30 feet. The effective range of the Proton is around 40 feet. So my favorite gun out of these is probably the Proton because it has best range, it's best loading. My second favorite would definitely be the Ripshot because it has the ammo holder in the front, and it does have better range and accuracy than the Ricochet. Thanks for watching Nerf Socom Reviews, and I'll see you guys next time.